Good morning. It is 7:23 here in Weymouth, Massachusetts. And like I said, I gear my channel towards the history of the Americas. And that's including Canada, South America, and the Caribbean islands. And it's weird because social media is the new media, like news media. No one is really tuning into CNN, MSNBC, which is now known as MS Now, Fox News, and the ones who are tuning into those channels are the older people and confused people, because CNN is no different than Fox. They both pour out disrespectful, incorrect information about melanated people. And I know you're like, why is she always talking about black people? Why is she? Because this is who I am. I'm talking about my people. So if you don't like what I have to say, you just don't listen to what I have to say and go to someone else's channel. But CNN will tell you copper-colored people, and I'll just put it in their words, Black Americans are very poor. Black Americans have no idea how to sustain their life, how to hold money, how to keep a job. Black Americans, blah, 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 blah. Black Americans, blah, 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 blah. Fox News. Black Americans are simple-minded people. They just don't care about themselves. They don't listen. They just mind other people's business. So, both parties do the same thing. Both channels do the same thing. So you have TikTok now, you have Instagram now, you have YouTube now, Threads, Twitter. Oh, here's Joseph. I didn't put you on the camera. But yeah, I didn't even finish saying what I was saying. I was talking about the different media outlets that we have, and that they still say mainstream news when it's CNN or when it's MSNBC or what's the other one? NBC News, whoever, ABC, whatever. But what I'm noticing is the news, the so-called mainstream media, is paying attention to social media news. And social media news is still run by a particular type of people who also run the mainstream, so-called mainstream media news. So a lot of things I'm noticing online is there are things that are being pushed so that it's not really like a good, healthy dialogue. A lot of times it's really just so that people can cause strife and cause issues and cause confusion. And then next thing you know, someone is coming to a barbecue shooting up the place because they don't like what that person looks like. Or someone is driving around neighborhoods with a so-called racist flag, which let me say this. A Nazi flag, I don't understand how that's racist in the United States, because the symbol of the Nazi symbol is actually universal. It's not just for Germany soldiers. So I don't know how that flag became racist. Also, the Confederate flag for you Black Americans, those who identify themselves as a Black American, those whose family is from the South, the Confederate flag is a so-called Black American flag. It's never meant to be racist. Somehow, some way, someone said it's a racist flag. But again, that symbol of the Confederate flag is indigenous. It's an Aboriginal symbol for Aboriginal people, for copper-colored people, for Indians. So I just want to make sure that's clear, because that was used before social media became a thing. The Confederate flag, the Nazi flag symbol, these are symbols that the United States deemed as racist. And it's not. It's not. Oh, the baby looks so cute. Ooh.
Can I give it that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, thanks, man.
And that's the best way. That's how they go to sleep too.
Yeah. Yeah. At least we find it. We found it. Because, oh my God. He liked to sleep.
But he's awake now.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, he's a mess.
so cute. Oh, he's wide awake. Wide awake. He's beautiful.
Yeah.
He's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you very much. How are you, Keith?
My bad. I don't even know where I left off. I was talking to a neighbor, but yeah. So those flags, that the Confederate flag and the Nazi symbol is universal, and the Confederate flag resembles the Alabama state flag. Okay, it resembles the I think it's the Chickamauga flag, Indians. Okay, so you got to blame the media. You got to blame people's not knowing their history, not doing their history, not researching. There's a lot to symbols, and thanks to social media, people have been researching and putting that information. But also thanks to social media, people pay attention. The so-called mainstream media pays attention to what's the biggest thing right now. And there's a few things going online that may seem like a weird phenomenon. It may seem like a so-called theory again for some people. There's a lot of things, and one thing in particular is the fact that a lot of Black Americans, West Indians, South Americans, Canadians, wherever y'all are, a lot of us are putting out information, and not just information, but we're putting out factual information about who the Indians are. Not were, but are. And a lot of people like to be very, very ignorant and very, you could say racist, because they just believe that the Pocahontas version of what an Indian is, that's what an Indian looks like. Keep in mind, Pocahontas is from Virginia, and the majority of the Black Americans in Virginia were in the same place where she was at. There were a lot of so-called Black Americans in Virginia who were known as Indians. Then they were changed to Negro. And those ones who were changed to Negro or Black were then eventually changed to just African American. So when a melanated person or a copper-colored person says, I'm not an immigrant, my family is not an immigrant, and all you've been hearing is, oh, America is a country of immigrants. No, it's a country of foreigners, but it's not everyone here is an immigrant. Not everyone here is an immigrant. There was a lot of people who came here, who did migrate here, who immigrated from another place, but it's not a country of immigrants. America, one is not just the United States. It's at one point in time it was just considered a continent. Now it's just considered a country. I don't know why and how that became a thing, but Americans are the copper-colored people. Look up the word copper and take that and do with it what you want. But that's what social media has been putting out. And a lot of things are coming out about religion. And I think a lot of things have always been coming out about who the Indians are, and religion, and the school system, and the food that we're buying from the supermarkets. That I don't know how you have seedless oranges or seedless grapes and seedless watermelon. You got to really think about that. How are y'all growing the watermelon if there ain't no seeds? How are they growing the oranges if they ain't no seeds? So a lot of stuff is coming out thanks to social media, but the mainstream media likes to focus on certain things, and they want to make sure no one will ever know the truth about whatever. Because I remember when Robert F. Kennedy was running for president, his thing was changing the healthcare world, changing changing how the food system is, changing how removing vaccines. There were people that are really about that. I don't think you should be getting shot up with anything unless you feel comfortable doing it. You shouldn't have to be forced to do it. But here we are in the United States, pretty much being drugged by foods that may not even be real. We have been getting drugged up by doctors thinking that they were going to help us, and they're not. If we are supposed to believe in the Bible had people living beyond 500 years old. Something happened. Or did it happen? I don't know. So, one thing that people have to understand about my channel is that I try my best to put out as much information as I can. My husband wants me to stop putting out like documentation when I do that, but I have to sit down and do that and kind of like go live. But I like to just walk and talk and put out my thoughts, and then whether I get feedback from it or not, that's all that matters. I don't even care if I don't get any feedback. I just care more about people listening. And I do get the views. It may not be enough of what people think is big, but I'm really just putting out this information for my kids as they get older, and they want to make sure I said what I said and I was true about it. I said it on YouTube, and they can always come back to it. So but yeah, so pay attention to what the news puts out, and pay attention to what social media puts out. What are you guys doing? Joseph, you're holding what are you doing? What are you doing? Let go. Y'all about to come in anyway. Mainstream media, CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, they all like to lie and say things because of whatever's going on social media. People think it's not real, and so, but all you gotta do is do the research. Just do the research. There's plenty of apps out here, like I said, Threads, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, CNN, TikTok, Twitter. They're all out here. Use them. Don't get addicted to them. Research for yourself.